Hello! This is the second of a series of short YouTube segments that the International Biochar Initiative, or IBI, has prepared to provide basic information about biochar. My name is Julie Major, and I am the Agricultural Extension Director for the IBI. In this segment, we will review the definition of biochar and compare it to similar materials. I will briefly explain the general characteristics of biochar and describe the four major constituents of biochar, namely stable carbon, unstable carbon, ash, and moisture. Biochar can be defined as a solid carbonaceous material obtained from thermally degrading biomass in the presence of little or no oxygen. Biochar is made by heating biomass under little or no oxygen, so it doesn't burn, but rather it bakes. As it bakes, the volatile oils and gases are driven out. Most of what remains is the carbon. Biochar can be made from a wide variety of waste biomass, including wood scraps and sawdust from sawmills, fruit pits, nutshells, yard waste, animal manures, among many others. What biochar is made from and the pyrolysis conditions determine the characteristics of biochar materials, which can vary widely. Next, we will see what sets biochar apart from other similar materials. First, biochar is not mineral coal. Coal is a fossil fuel that formed over millennial timescales, while biochar is made from present-day biomass. Biochar is different from charcoal in that it has specific properties that make it suitable as a soil amendment. Charcoal is a product used as a fuel, although it has been shown that the use of some fuel charcoal materials in some soils have positive impacts on soil fertility and crop yield over several years. Charcoal briquettes sold as barbecue fuel can contain fossil fuels for easy lighting, and such materials should never be applied to soil. Finally, biochar is not the same as ash, although it contains some ash. Just like whole milk is not cream, but contains some cream. Some general characteristics of biochar include that it is a very porous material with a large surface area. This is important for the interactions of biochar with other soil constituents. Biochar also has a low bulk density, and it is similar to a sponge with very small holes and channels. The pictures illustrate the fact that biochar retains the structures of the plant material it was made from. Any biochar is composed of several different constituents. Carbon in biochar can take two forms, stable and unstable. The stable carbon portion of biochar is very difficult for microbes to decompose and remains in the soil for long periods of time, up to centuries or millennia. The unstable portion of carbon in biochar is more easily decomposed by microbes and only remains for up to a few years. The decomposition of this portion of biochar can have implications for crop nutrition. Good biochar will contain a large fraction of stable carbon and only small amounts of unstable carbon. The ash content of biochar can vary a lot depending on what the biochar is made from. Ash can provide nutrients for plants and raise the soil's pH, but care must be taken as adding more ash than a soil needs can reduce soil fertility. It's also important to realize that all biochar materials contain some water, potentially a lot, without really looking like they do. Each of these constituents of biochar has its own effect in soil. Since the relative amount of each constituent in a biochar can vary, it is important to know the characteristics of a biochar material and understand their effect on soil before applying it in the field. The two pie charts show how biochars can differ in their composition. IBI is working with biochar researchers from around the world to better understand how biochar works and to develop standards for biochar quality. If you would like to help support this effort, please consider becoming an IBI member. You can join the IBI and participate in our standardization effort by visiting our website and clicking the link to the biochar standardization page. The IBI has many educational materials available on our website for free. On the publications page of our website, you can find fact sheets about biochar, research summaries covering the most up-to-date science about a variety of biochar-related topics, guides on testing biochar in soil and testing pyrolysis units, white papers covering several aspects of biochar in depth, and technical bulletins on practical aspects of working with biochar.